There's something almost criminal about how we've been taught to live. We sprint through conversations, wolfing down meals while scrolling through our phones, rushing through experiences like we're late for some invisible appointment. We've turned life into a frantic race against time, convinced that faster equals better, that urgency equals importance. But what if I told you that this very rushing, this desperate need to accelerate everything, is the exact thing that's keeping you stuck? You've felt it, haven't you? That suffocating pressure to hurry up and figure it all out, to speed through the healing process, to fast-track your success, to rush past the uncomfortable parts of growth. We live in a world that worships speed, quick fixes, instant results, overnight transformations. But here's what nobody talks about: the things that actually matter, the things that create lasting change in your life. They don't respond to rushing. They respond to patience, to presence, to the quiet art of allowing things to unfold naturally. I'm not talking about being lazy or passive. I'm talking about something far more powerful: the ability to move through life with intentional rhythm instead of frantic chaos. Because when you stop rushing, something extraordinary happens. Opportunities you couldn't see before suddenly become visible. Solutions that seemed impossible start presenting themselves. Relationships deepen. Creativity flows. Your intuition sharpens. It's like the universe finally has space to work with you instead of against you. Think about the last time you felt truly at peace. I guarantee it wasn't when you were rushing. It was probably during a quiet moment, maybe watching the sunset, having a real conversation with someone you care about, or simply sitting still without the need to be anywhere else. That feeling isn't an accident. It's your natural state when you're not fighting against the rhythm of life. But we've been conditioned to believe that stillness is stagnation, that slowing down means falling behind. We've internalized this toxic relationship with time, where every moment not spent producing, achieving, or advancing feels like failure. And this conditioning runs deep. It starts in childhood when we're told to hurry up, move faster, get ready quicker. It continues through school with deadlines and competition. And then work throws us into the meat grinder of productivity culture where your worth is measured by your output. The result? We become addicted to urgency. We create artificial deadlines for everything. We turn simple decisions into emergencies. We rush through our 20s trying to have it all figured out, then rush through our 30s trying to catch up, then rush through our 40s trying to make up for lost time. We rush to fall in love, rush to get married, rush to have kids, rush to buy houses, rush to climb ladders, and then we wonder why nothing feels satisfying, why we're always anxious, why we feel like we're living someone else's life. Here's the truth that will save you years of frustration. Life has its own timing. Your healing has its own timeline. Your growth has its own pace. Your opportunities have their own season. And when you try to force these things to happen faster than they're meant to, you don't speed them up. You sabotage them. You create resistance where there should be flow. You generate stress where there should be ease. I've watched people rush into relationships only to end up with the wrong person because they didn't take time to know themselves first. I've seen entrepreneurs burn out chasing quick success instead of building something sustainable. I've witnessed artists abandon their craft because they expected overnight recognition instead of trusting the process of mastery. The rushing doesn't get you there faster. It gets you there broken. But what happens when you stop? When you give yourself permission to move at a natural pace? When you trust that you don't have to have everything figured out by some arbitrary deadline? Something magical occurs. You start making better decisions because you're not operating from panic. You start seeing opportunities that were always there, but hidden by your urgency. You start building things that last instead of things that crumble under pressure. This isn't about becoming slow or lazy. It's about becoming deliberate. It's about understanding that sustainable success, genuine happiness, and real fulfillment come from alignment, not acceleration. When you're aligned with your own rhythm, with your own values, with your own truth, you move through life with a different kind of power, not the frantic energy of someone trying to outrun their fears, but the steady confidence of someone who knows where they're going and trusts the journey. The most successful people I know aren't the ones who rush to the top. They're the ones who took time to build solid foundations. They're the ones who said no to opportunities that didn't align with their vision. They're the ones who prioritize depth over speed, quality over quantity, authenticity over appearances. They understood something that our culture desperately needs to relearn. Good things take time, and trying to rush them ruins them. Your relationships need time to develop trust and intimacy. Your skills need time to develop mastery and nuance. Your character needs time to develop wisdom and resilience. Your dreams need time to develop roots and sustainability. When you rush these things, you get shallow relationships, mediocre skills, weak character, and dreams that collapse at the first sign of pressure. But we live in a world that profits from your impatience. Social media shows you highlight reels and makes you feel behind. Marketing tells you that you need this product now to fix your life instantly. Self-help culture promises you can transform everything in 30 days. The entire system is designed to make you feel like you're running out of time, like you need to hurry up and catch up and keep up. It's all a lie. You're not behind. You're not running out of time. You're not missing out on some secret that everyone else knows. You're exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn at exactly the pace that's right for you. The moment you truly understand this, the moment you stop rushing and start trusting, everything changes. I want to share something with you that might sound counterintuitive. The people who seem to accomplish the most, who seem to have their lives together, who seem to effortlessly attract success and happiness, they're not rushing. They're not frantically chasing every opportunity. They're not stressed about timing. They're present. They're patient. They're working with life instead of against it. They understand that life is not a race to be won, but a dance to be enjoyed. They know that the quality of your journey determines the quality of your destination. They've learned that when you stop rushing, you don't slow down your progress. You accelerate it in ways that actually matter. Think about how a tree grows. It doesn't rush its seasons. It doesn't force its fruit. It simply exists in harmony with natural cycles, drawing what it needs from the earth and sun, trusting that everything it needs will come at the right time. And because it doesn't rush, it grows strong. Its roots go deep. Its branches reach high. Its fruit is sweet. You are not so different from that tree. You have your own seasons, your own cycles, your own natural timing. When you honor this instead of fighting it, when you stop rushing and start flowing, you begin to grow in ways that are sustainable, authentic, and deeply satisfying. The question isn't whether you have time. The question is whether you're willing to trust time. Are you willing to let go of the frantic need to control every outcome and timeline? Are you willing to do the work without obsessing over when you'll see results? Are you willing to plant seeds without demanding they bloom tomorrow? Because here's what I've learned, and what I'm about to show you in the rest of this video. When you stop rushing, life doesn't pass you by. Life finally has space to embrace you. So, how do you actually do this? How do you break free from the tyranny of urgency that's been running your life? It starts with a simple but profound shift in perspective. Instead of asking, how fast can I get there? You start asking, how can I get there with integrity? Instead of, when will this happen? You ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? This isn't about positive thinking or wishful hoping. This is about recognizing that your obsession with speed has become a form of violence against yourself. You're constantly at war with the present moment, always trying to escape to some future version of your life that you think will finally make you happy. But that future version doesn't exist. The only life you have is this one right now. And when you rush through it, you miss it entirely. I remember talking to someone who spent years desperately trying to find their soulmate. They were on every dating app, going on multiple dates a week, analyzing every interaction, creating timelines for when they should be married and have kids. They were so focused on rushing to the destination that they forgot to enjoy the journey. And then one day, they stopped. They deleted the apps. They focused on becoming the person they wanted to attract. They started enjoying their own company, pursuing their own interests, building their own life. And guess what happened? They met their person in the most natural, unexpected way. Not because they rushed toward love, but because they finally had space for love to find them. This is how life works. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. When you stop forcing, you start flowing. When you stop rushing, you start receiving. But our culture has trained us to believe the opposite. We think if we're not pushing, nothing will happen. We think if we're not stressed, we're not trying hard enough. We think if we're not rushing, we're being lazy. The truth is, rushing is often the laziest thing you can do. It's mental laziness because it keeps you from thinking deeply about what you actually want. It's emotional laziness because it keeps you from feeling what you need to feel. It's spiritual laziness because it keeps you from connecting with your deeper wisdom. When you rush, you're essentially saying, I don't trust life enough to let it unfold naturally. I don't trust myself enough to handle whatever comes. I don't trust the process enough to let it work. But what if you did trust? What if you trusted that everything you need will come at the right time? What if you trusted that delays are not denials, but preparations? What if you trusted that the timing of your life is perfect, even when it doesn't feel that way? This trust doesn't mean you become passive. It means you become present. You still take action, but from a place of clarity rather than panic. You still pursue your goals, but with patience rather than desperation. You still work hard, but with rhythm rather than chaos. You start to understand that there's a difference between being busy and being productive, between moving fast and moving forward, between forcing and allowing. When you stop rushing, you start noticing things you missed before. You notice the way light changes throughout the day. You notice the subtle shifts in people's energy. You notice the whispers of intuition that get drowned out by the noise of urgency. You notice opportunities that were always there, but hidden by your tunnel vision. You notice the beauty of the process itself, not just the promise of the outcome. And here's what nobody tells you about slowing down. It doesn't make you weak or lazy or unsuccessful. It makes you powerful in ways that rushing never could. When you're not constantly in reactive mode, you can be proactive. When you're not always stressed about time, you can use time wisely. When you're not rushing through conversations, you can actually connect with people. When you're not racing toward your goals, you can enjoy achieving them. The most profound changes in your life will happen not when you rush toward them, but when you create space for them to emerge naturally. Your healing doesn't happen on your timeline. Your growth doesn't happen on your schedule. Your breakthrough doesn't happen on your calendar. They happen when you stop fighting the process and start trusting it. So, if you're watching this feeling behind, feeling like you're running out of time, feeling like you need to hurry up and catch up, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to remember that you are not behind. You're not late. You are not missing out. You are exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn, becoming exactly who you need to become. The moment you stop rushing is the moment everything starts to work. Not because you've given up, but because you've finally aligned with the natural rhythm of life. Not because you've become passive, but because you've become present. Not because you've lowered your standards, but because you've raised your awareness. Your life is not a race to be won. It's a song to be sung, a dance to be danced, a story to be lived. And the most beautiful songs, the most graceful dances, the most compelling stories, they don't happen in a rush. They happen when you give yourself permission to move at the pace of authenticity, at the speed of truth, at the rhythm of your own soul. Stop rushing. Start trusting. Let life work with you instead of against you. And watch as everything you've been desperately chasing finally has space to find you.